Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai Satcharitra, an Insight, Episode 141. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan Brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Devotees, in the previous episode, we listened to the tragedy that happened in Harichandra Pitale's life and how his colleague and friend Raghunath Sate Tendulkar helped him to get a relief from the mental agony by arranging for Dashkanu Maharaj's Kirtan at his home. The Kirtans melted the hearts of Harichandra Pitale and immersed him and his family in Sri Sai Baba's love. At this point in time, the friend also advised them to go for Sri Sai Baba's darshan and suggested that they go by beginning of July and told Harichandra Pitale to plan his leave accordingly at his office. This he said during the end of June. Whereas Harichandra couldn't wait anymore, his heart yearned for the love of Sri Sai. Hence he said, why postpone for so many days? Why not we start immediately? Let us listen how the merciful Sri Sai unfolded his grace and pulled this sparrow to Shiradi and gave solace and peace to the perturbed minds. As soon as this thought raised in his mind, he quickly wrote 3 chits. First one said not to apply for leave now. Second one was to apply for 8 days leave, and the third chit says apply for leave today itself. Now he placed all these 3 chits in front of Sri Sai's portrait. To his pleasant surprise, the chit that was picked up from the lot was the third choice, that is, to apply for leave today. Pitale went to work but didn't disclose his plan of taking leave with anyone. That following day, his office chairman, Mr. Graham, was to leave for Karachi on an official trip. And as per the company's policy, the employees must take leave only with the consent of the chairman. Just then, the chairman's secretary by name Nandram just got out of the chairman's room, descended the stairs, looking at Harichandra Pitale, said, Pitale, if you have any plans to apply for leave, then better submit your leave application today itself, as the chairman is departing to Karachi tomorrow. Harichandra Pitale was astonished listening to this. Now he could comprehend the reason why Sri Sai directed to the third choice of the chit, because the chairman might take a long time to return from his trip. So, if Harichandra Pitale doesn't submit his leave application today, then it might not be possible for him to get 8 days leave or to apply leave on a desired date, as he had to wait for the boss to return. This will spoil his pilgrimage plan to Shiradi. Omniscient Sri Sai didn't want this to happen. The secretary of the chairman didn't speak about this to any other employee in the office, but only to Harichandra Pitale. Isn't this amazing? The latter understood that it was Sri Sai's timely guidance to him. Subsequently, the leave was granted and Pitale was immensely happy. His residence at Santa Cruz was neighboring to Vileparle and Bandra. The most ardent devotees such as Sri Gaga Sahib Dikshit, Sri Hemat Panji, and many others resides in these areas and were also acquainted to Harichandra Pitale. So now along with his friend Raghunath Sate Tendulkar, he went to meet these devotees and told them about his plan to go to Shiradi. Then they also went to the residence of another fervent devotee by named Hari Vinayak Sate and asked him to give them a letter of introduction as they are going to be visiting Shiradi for the first time and has no acquaintance there. Harichandra Pitale's close friend was Ramakrishna Nana Vagal. He was a government employee working for the shipping corporation in the examiner's marine accounts department. Harichandra would not do anything without his friend. So he invited his friend to join with his family to Shiradi. Whereas the situation for Vagal was not conducive because just then a team of foreign delegates had come to India to establish an organization known as Examiners Marine Accounts Corporation of India at Kolkata. And Ramakrishna Nana Vagal was one of the prime persons engaged in coordinating with this team. So, when Harichandra Pitale shared his plan of going to Shiradi, immediately Vagal said that it's unfeasible for him to join the trip. But Harichandra Pitale insisted him to come and added that Sri Sai intends you to come. His friend chided lovingly. Both of us have never seen Sri Sai Baba before, and how you can say that he expects me to come? Isn't this illogical? Are you saying this because you need my company? Did any time Sri Sai Baba told you, bring Ramakrishna Nana Vagal with you? Now Harichandra Pitale recalled an incident dated 27th June 1910 to his friend. One day when I was travelling by train and when the train was on the Bandra bridge, I dozed a bit and in sleep I heard a clear voice directing thus, bring Ramakrishna along with you to Shiradi. The moment Vagal heard this, he was completely convinced because he knew his friend is a gentleman and would never lie to him. Though Vagal is convinced about going to Shiradi, he was unsure how he can request for leave as he has been delegated a very important role, that is to coordinate with the experts team at office. It would be embarrassing to approach the superiors for leave at this point of time. On the other hand, his friend has proved with evidence that Sri Sai Baba is expecting him to come to Shiradi. So he was in a fix. But Harichandra Pitale has been insisting every day to his friend to approach his higher official and place a request for leave, whereas Vagal has been hesitating. Now, to his astonishment, one day his boss came to him and asked, are you hesitating to apply for leave? Instantly, he requested for just 1 day leave, that is for Monday. He told his superior, I will go on Friday to Shiradi and will return to work on Tuesday after my darshan. As such, the coordination work to be done by other departments were delayed and was way off schedule. Hence, the boss granted him leave without hesitation. It was amazing as the situations became mystically favorable not only for Harichandra Pitale but also for Vagal to go to Shiradi. Vagal was astonished at this happening. Now Vagal, Raghunath and Pitale families joined together and a group of 11 people started to Shiradi. The team started on Friday night from Mumbai and reached Kopargaon on Saturday morning. Lo, they were dismayed at the sight. It was raining heavily and the river Godavari was in flood. There was water everywhere. Those days, the only route to reach Shirdi was by road, and there was a bridge in Kopargaon, and people have to trek on it to reach Shirdi. Owing to heavy rain, the river flooded and the water was overtopping the height of the bridge. So, when they reached Kopargaon, all that they could see was just water. There was an alternate route to reach Shirdi, and this is a pretty long one, but they can skip walking on this flooded bridge. Instead, can use this one, which is little high above the ground level. So, the team decided to take that way to reach Shirdi. Just then, near Kopargaon, they happened to meet a Mamlatdar by name Rao Bahadur Shakaram Mirikar. Vagal and Mamlatdar are known to each other as they both are in government service. Mirikar, as soon as he saw Vagal, said, "I have received a letter saying that from Nagar, the assistant collector Madan is on his way to Shirdi for darshan, and I have been asked to help him to have Sri Sai Baba's darshan. As such, you all are on your course to Shirdi. Why don't you halt here for some time so that the assistant collector would reach Kopargaon by then, and you all can go together and enable him also to have Sri Sai Baba's darshan." Everyone agreed to it, and the Mirikar said it will take a while for him to reach here, so until then you all can rest at my home. Saying so, he made all the 11 members to stay at his home in Kopargaon. Vagal was curious-headed. As he is acquainted to Mirikar, he wanted to know more about Sri Sai Maharaj, hence asked him, "What is your opinion about Shirdi Sai Baba?" Mirikar replied, "I have met him just once, and I didn't have any experience, but all I could say is, if you have his darshan once, then you will have the urge to go there again and again. This is my thoughts." Though Mirikar didn't voice out a laudable opinion about his Shirdi darshan, but to everyone's surprise, when they reached his home, they were awestruck to see the beautiful, huge portrait of Sri Sainath Maharaj ornamenting sandalwood garland, beautiful flower garlands decorated with sandal paste and vermilion. These indicate that Sri Sai Baba was worshipped regularly in their home with great devotion. Vagal was amazed at this and was comprehending if just one visit to Shirdi by Mirikar has brought so much of admiration towards Sri Sai Baba, then what a supreme God he must be. All these 11 members were waiting from morning 8 a.m. at Mirikar's house, and around 11 o'clock the assistant collector Madan reached Kopargaon. Now all the 12 people started for Sri Sai Maharaj's darshan and reached Shirdi at 3 p.m. As soon as these people entered inside the masjid, they felt immensely happy to witness the darbar of Sri Sai Baba. It was that of a beehive. As the bees bored inside the beehive, so were the devotees in Dwarakamai surrounding Sri Sai Baba. Sri Sai was seated on his seat, placing his left hand on the railing. Madan, the assistant collector, went and sat in the presence of Sri Sai Baba, followed by Vagal's family. Then other friends sat down. The last group that sat behind all these devotees were the family members of Harichandra Pitale. Devotees might wonder the reason behind my narration on this seating arrangement. I shall mention its significance shortly, says Ramanathan brother. So, all the devotees sat in the area that was between Sri Sai Maharaj's seat and Duni. As per this seating arrangement, Harichandra Pitale, his wife, and his third son, named Dwarakanath, sat very close to the proximity of Duni. At this juncture, Shama arrived there and began to introduce the devotees to Sri Sai Baba. He said, Deva, Assistant Collector Madan has come for your darshan. Immediately, Madan got up and put his head at Sri Sai's feet, and Sri Sai Baba blessed him, then smeared ashes on his forehead and said, You are engaged in government service. You might have lot of work to carry on, so you can leave today itself. Vagal got to listen to this, and he has heard from other devotees that none can start from Shirdi without Sri Sai's consent. So he began to ponder in his mind, I availed just one day off from work. Will Sri Sai Baba permit me to leave on time? While he was processing this thought in his mind, his turn came and he went, placed his head at Sri Sai's feet and gently said, Baba, I am also serving the government, so can I also take your leave? Immediately, Sri Sai said, Why are you so much worried? Wait, go to Satewada and you need not cook your food today. You will be provided prasadam there. Have your meal and stay calm. Vagal was perturbed. As he didn't get Sri Sai's permission to leave, he has just one day leave from work. The above incidences were not narrated in Sri Sai's Satcharitra, but devotees, at this circumstance, the scene narrated in Sri Sai's Satcharitra happened. Harichandra Pitale's son, Dwarakanath, has an issue. He suffers from epilepsy. Harichandra Pitale had tried his best by getting all the good treatments he could for his son, but nothing helped him. This issue has been causing a great turmoil in his mind. He wanted to find a relief for his son, but he didn't come to Sri Sai for Baba's darshan for seeking aid for his son's problem. This must be kept in mind by all the listeners. Though in Sri Sai Satcharitra it is stated that Harichandra Pitale came to Sri Sainath's darshan to get a remedy for his son's illness, but that is not the reason for his visit. As his intention to visit Shirdi was to have the darshan of Sri Sai Baba and get peace of mind, as the whole family has been mourning owing to the sudden demise of their son. Harichandra Pitale has heard from other devotees that just by a glimpse, Sri Sai Baba would cure all the incurable diseases. Still, he didn't voice out the suffering of his son. At this moment, Dwarakanath, who was seated in front of Sri Sai at the masjid, was trying to get up from the floor, and suddenly he got an attack of epilepsy. So he lost balance and was about to fall into the holy Duni. The mother of Dwarakanath realized that her son is getting the attack and quickly held him tightly, thus saved him from falling into the Dunima. At the very minute, Sri Sai Baba looked into the eyes of Dwarakanath, and the boy's eyes met Sri Sai's. The boy became unconscious, rolled up his eyes, and fell on the ground. A lot of froth came out from his mouth. The parents became frantically worried. The boy Dwarakanath fell in the presence of Sri Sai Baba at Dwarakamai. It seemed as though there was no breath. The froth continued from the mouth. The whole body was soaked with perspiration, and there seemed to be no hope for his life. These fits had happened frequently to the boy, but never had there been one of this intensity or duration. It looked as though the boy was about to die. This severe attack was never experienced by the boy before, as the other fits used to be for lesser duration with mild symptoms. The parents were in an inconsolable state of sorrow as they thought by coming to the darshan of the Supreme Incarnation, Sri Sai Baba, their sufferings will come to an end. But this untoward thing is happening in the presence of Sri Sai Maharaj. It is unbearable to see the son suffering. The mother was unable to control her emotions and she began to cry out, seeing the pain of her son. The situation has been narrated by Hemant Panji in Sri Sai Satcharitra. How did the mother express her thoughts at that moment? What happened to the boy Dwarakanath? What was the grace bestowed by Sri Sainath Maharaj upon this family? We shall listen to these mind-boggling leelas in the coming episode. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.